Everything often begins very quietly. One morning, the farm owner notices a few small footprints appearing along the fence near the chicken coop. The thin tracks stretch into a clear line, as if there has been repeated movement over time. At first, this detail does not raise much concern, but after just a few nights, the number of poultry begins to decrease one by one. There are no loud noises, no obvious signs of damage. Everything happens silently and is difficult to detect. After several consecutive nights, the situation is no longer random. The number of poultry continues to decline, and the signs appear in the same way, at the same location. Upon closer observation or through camera footage, the image of a fox appearing at night is recorded. It moves low to the ground, fast and almost without making any noise before disappearing into the darkness. As this behavior repeats multiple times, the farmer begins to understand that this is a real problem, no longer a coincidence but a deliberate and repeated pattern. The cause of this situation stems from changes in the natural environment. As forests shrink and natural food sources decrease, foxes are forced to adapt by moving closer to human areas. Farms become easy sources of food such as chickens, ducks, rodents, or leftover scraps. These are readily available sources of nutrition that require little effort to obtain. Once a stable food source is found, foxes will return repeatedly following the same habits. Their fast reproduction rate also helps maintain and increase their population over time, putting growing pressure on farming areas. In response to this situation, initial reactions from farmers are often temporary. Some reinforce coop doors or build additional fences, but overlook small gaps under the ground or weak points that are hard to notice. Many use lights or noise to scare them away, but the effect only lasts for a short time. Foxes quickly adapt by changing their activity times, often shifting to quieter hours. In some cases, traps are placed in open areas, while foxes move along hidden routes. These methods fail to provide long-term control. The key lies in understanding how foxes move. They do not travel randomly but tend to follow familiar paths such as along fences, trails, or areas with vegetation cover. These locations allow them to stay hidden and reduce the risk of being detected. When a route is used repeatedly, it becomes a stable movement pattern. Without identifying these paths correctly, any trapping effort will be ineffective. Careful observation of movement behavior helps determine the exact points where intervention is needed. Once the movement routes are identified, trap placement must be done accurately. Traps should not be set in open spaces but directly along the fox's path. Depending on conditions, cage traps or other suitable types can be used, as long as stability and safety are ensured. Bait plays an important role in attracting foxes. Familiar foods such as meat or leftovers can increase the chance of approach. However, the deciding factor remains the placement of the trap, because if it is placed incorrectly, even attractive bait will not be effective. After setting the traps, they should be checked regularly in the early morning or at night to evaluate effectiveness. This process should continue over several days, as foxes may return out of habit or repeatedly appear in the same area. With consistent and timely monitoring, farmers can adjust trap positions or methods more effectively. As a result, control efficiency improves and losses gradually decrease over time. At the edge of residential areas, red foxes are appearing more and more quietly. Because chickens are a favorite food, they often slip into fields or farms to snatch them. Once familiar with grasslands and open forests, red foxes are gradually adapting to urban environments. As natural space shrinks, the line between wildlife and the city becomes more fragile than ever. Not moving in large packs, foxes operate silently and alone. They come out at night, slipping through fences, hiding under bushes or beneath sheds. Leftover food, city rodents, and available water make urban areas a favorable habitat. However, their growing presence also raises concerns about pets being chased, nighttime calls, and burrows dug under yards. Facing this situation, we apply a trapping control method guided by ecological management principles. The goal is not complete removal, but to regulate density, prevent conflict, and maintain balance.
Come back to check the trap this morning.
Experts look for tracks, droppings, for caught on fences, or narrow paths cutting through brush. Infrared trail cameras are installed to determine movement frequency and active hours. Understanding the habits of each individual helps avoid random trap placement and reduces the risk of affecting other wildlife. Fox traps are sturdy metal cages with doors that close automatically when the fox steps inside. Bait is placed at the far end of the cage, usually food with an attractive scent but no harmful substances. The trap must be set on flat, concealed ground near familiar travel routes while avoiding areas with heavy foot traffic. Each trap is marked and checked daily to ensure safety. In some large forested areas, foothold traps are also used, secured firmly to the ground with strong steel cables to prevent the animal from moving far. These traps are placed along known trails and lightly covered with soil and dry leaves to blend into the surroundings. However, their use must strictly follow local regulations and require frequent inspection to minimize unintended risks. T is important to avoid causing panic. Foxes are highly sensitive to noise and unfamiliar scents. Therefore, traps are often pre-baited for several days without activating the closing mechanism. Once they perceive the area as safe, the chance of approach increases. This method is similar to the principle used in wild boar trapping, prioritizing effectiveness in a single attempt rather than scattered effort. And major cities such as London or Toronto, urban fox management models have been implemented for many years. Instead of reacting only when incidents occur, authorities build long-term plans by surveying populations, mapping activity zones, and combining community outreach. This approach helps reduce conflict without removing the species' ecological role. Foxes remain an important link in the ecosystem. They help control rodent populations and clean up small animal remains. Problems arise only when density exceeds balance or when artificial food sources alter natural behavior. For that reason, humane trapping must go hand in hand with research and continuous monitoring. night falls, the streets gradually grow quiet. At the end of an alley, a slender figure slips past and fades into the dark. Humans and wildlife are still learning to share the same space. When used according to regulation, fox traps are not symbols of confrontation but temporary management tools that help maintain a safe distance between two overlapping worlds. In the end, the story is not just about the trap itself, but about how we understand natural behavior, respect ecological principles, and act responsibly. When management is carried out properly, cities can continue to grow while nature retains its essential balance. If you find this content useful, leave a comment and follow for updates on future inspections.